What's really important is that what it takes to be an effective manager has changed entirely in the last 10 years. Just 10 years ago, most of us were working with employees and suppliers and clients who came from our own culture. But now, because of globalization, most of us are working with clients and suppliers who come from all over the world. So the question that we all need to ask ourselves is, do you have the skills to lead effectively in a global economy? In my new book, The Culture Map, I provide a systematic approach for helping managers to decode how cultural differences are impacting their work and strategies for helping them to bridge those cultural differences. What's really important today, as global teamwork is kind of coming up all over the place, is that we need to move from this space of trying to understand how does my culture see that culture and how does that culture see my culture, to understanding how various cultures perceive one another. What we see with this culture map is I try actually to move people away from having these stereotyped images or oversimplistic images of a culture to actually teasing out the realities. I mean, just for example, if you were going to be, working with a group of Japanese people and you might have the stereotype the Japanese are very hierarchical. Well, that's not very useful to know that if you don't also understand that they're consensual at the same time. So on the one hand, all individuals are different, but on the other hand, we have to recognize that making ourselves aware of different cultures helps us to be more effective when we're working internationally. Well, I think we see the biggest impact on the bottom line when, for example, companies from two countries are merging together, or when we see individuals who are trying to attract clients in other parts of the world. And here's where, if you don't know how to communicate well with people from other countries, you don't know how to adapt your persuasion style in order to get people to back your ideas, it's very hard to lead internationally if you're not aware of cultural differences. So what I've seen is that every year, more and more with globalization, that culture is impacting leadership and organizations, and that we all need to be working very actively in order to increase our ability to understand that impact.